Now moving to the next question. So here we have a question on erosion surfaces reveal the history of landscape development and the processes of weathering and erosion. Discuss and mention techniques to study the erosion surfaces. Okay, erosion surfaces की बात हो रही है. So Gilbert defined the erosional surfaces as a surface that are formed by the process of planation, very good, or erosion and are product of the end cycle of erosion. Okay, so this introduction is very good. Now, erosion surfaces may we have erosion surfaces are outcomes of different agents and the process of erosion. So here we have two types of erosion surfaces. So these are true erosion surfaces. Okay, even this one, true erosion surfaces. And axiom surface and H-planes. They are part of the pseudo erosion surfaces. Okay, we have to include this part also. Okay, so Planck cycle of erosion. So for example, here we'll be seeing that, for example, there is certain resurrecting of surface by erosion, which is either similar to peneplain or pediplane or endrum. Okay, so that will be classified under the pseudo erosion surfaces because they are not happening because of the climatic changes or by the denudation or erosion activity, agent of erosion, but the surface which was present above them, it is eroded, this part is eroded, and this surface it has now resurrected. So these are true erosion surfaces and these are the pseudo erosion surfaces. So this thing is also needed to be added here for the erosion surfaces. Okay. Now erosional surfaces reveal the history of landscape development. Okay. History of landscape development. So peneplain result of landscape development in humid region where fluvial cycle dominate and process of vertical down cutting and lateral erosion leads to formation of the peneplain. Okay. So peneplain, we have Elsie King. Result of process of parallel retreat. Okay. Present in the arid climate, also called as a part of the savanna cycle of erosion. Okay. Andrum will be seeing that it is a landscape development in the as the result of the slope retreat process. Okay. So slope retreat process is good here. Basically, instead of writing the slope retreat, because what Planck did, Planck has given a different theory for the slope decline. Okay. And he has given a different theory for the landscape development. So yes, here we can write that it is more of a cause of the balance between the endogenetic and exogenetic forces. Okay, because he has given more emphasis on the endogenetic and exogenetic forces which are occurring over the land at a particular time period. Okay, so panplane concept of Crickmay, landscape development through slope decline till mature stage after the lateral erosion becomes dominate. Okay, so this is also okay. So erosion surfaces, process of weathering and erosion. Now, what else the question was about? History of the landscape development. And the process of weathering and erosion. Okay, we have provided here. Okay, let's move forward. So peneplain surface fluvial processes dominate and in the later process of lateral erosion dominate. Okay, this point is good. So here we have circ glacial processes dominate. Okay. So sir, if you are writing about the periglacial
जस्ट और कि इस पार्ट में कि इरोजनल सरफेस क्वेश्चन वही था ना कि इरोजनल सरफेस को एंड प्रोसेस ऑफ वेदरिंग इरोजन क्या उसमें रिवील करता है, तो वही मैं आई ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन
ओके, नॉट एन इशू।
इरोजनल सरफेस को एग्जांपल लेके उसमें क्या प्रोसेस इन्वॉल्व होता है वहां पे, ये मेरा आइडिया था, तन में भी गलत हो सकता है।
Yeah, actually, you can write here with from the perspective of periglacial cycle of erosion, where you can provide the development of cryoplanation, which is first going through the development of silk in the youth stage. Okay, then cryoplanation in the old stage. So it will be better representation that the understanding of the what you are trying to say, it will be better here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then we have U-shaped valley. So it is modified V-shaped valley, which got converted due to process of glaciation. Okay, you are again talking about the process of glaciation here.
ये सर वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मे बी उसमें क्योंकि मैं इरोजनल सरफेस को एग्जांपल लिया, उस पे क्या प्रोसेस हो रहा था वो एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश किया, मे बी बहन।
So you have to also provide cycle here. So this is also the part of the periglacial cycle, because the formation of V-shaped valley and U-shaped valley, it is taking place under the Pank part also, under the Davis part also, under the Peltier part also. Okay, so Peltier has given the periglacial cycle of erosion. Okay, so we cannot miss this, that which cycle we are talking about. Then sinkholes, shallow holes, weathering processes. Okay, chemical weathering in the limestone region. Okay, so mushroom rock, resistant rock eroded due to process of wind. Okay. Okay. So mushroom rock eroded here. So this is the mechanical weathering. Okay, here we are writing about the chemical weathering. Okay, that's nice. Okay, under the chemical weathering also we have carbonation and solution. Okay, so U-shaped valley, it is modified and got converted to the process of glaciation. So here we are looking at the process of abrasion.
Yes,
which is also part of the mechanical weathering. Okay, here we are talking about silk. This is also mechanical weathering. Okay, so formation of fluvial process dominate and the lateral process of lateral erosion. So what we will see here that if we are talking about the Davis, so Davis have neglected chemical
weathering process.
Okay, while we will talk about the King cycle, so King has included the chemical weathering. So that is an important aspect here. If you talk about the King's cycle, so he has included the chemical weathering process. Okay, for the formation or development of the paddy plains. Okay, so this is also important here. We can add, because we are talking about the weathering and erosion part here. Okay, so this erosion surface process of weathering and erosion, we need to actually specify that which weathering activity and which erosion agent they are acting here. Okay, for example, you have specified here the process of lateral erosion with the fluvial process, but which cycle it is of Davis, where the chemical weathering it is actually missing, and here we have more of the mechanical weathering, that is the downwasting. Okay, so this is important part. Okay, if you are talking about the glacial processes, so you need to specify the process here, that is the cycle. Okay, sinkhole also, it was given by Davis only. Okay, then mushroom rock was also given by Davis. Okay, so here we need to specify that what processes were happening here. Okay. So under the mechanical weathering, it was the abrasion. Okay, abrasion is occurring here. So methods to study the erosional surfaces. So classical method, very good. Prevalent in the early part of 20th century based on the universal concept of geomorphology. Okay, very good. Then principle of uniformitarianism. Now, here you can put two part here. Okay, so the classical method, it was taken as a narrow view. And when we talk about the principle of uniformitarianism and Davis cycle of erosion and this part, it is a part of the denudation chronology. Okay, which is a broader view. Okay, so under the broader view, we have principle of uniformitarianism. Present is key to the past, key to the process. No,
Sorry, very informative.
Key to the past, where uniformity of processes there every process.
There in every process.
There in every process. Okay, so every process we can write it. Then Davis cycle of erosion, youth to mature to old stage. Each of these stages have distinct landforms. Okay, very good. Concept of palimpsest topography. Palimpsest, where we use manuscript written, erase, written, and re-erased. Okay, this is good. So that is the polycyclic process here. Steps to understand erosional surfaces, collection of evidences, interpretation of evidences, and chronological ordering. Okay, so what I will be providing here that discuss and mention techniques to study the erosion surfaces.
मतलब इसमें मैंने दो टाइप से आई ट्राइड किए, क्लासिकल मेथड,
Classical method and the modern method.
मॉडर्न मेथड को नीचे रिलेटिव
These are modern techniques. Okay, so relative dating, biostratigraphy, very good. Principle of superposition, very good. Principle of horizontally horizontality, okay. Then absolute dating, isotopic method, C14, potassium, airborne methods, okay. Then we also have here dendrochronology.
Yes, dendrochronology.
Okay, dendrochronology, it can also be added up here. And also there is one method here. Okay, I'm not remembering the name of one absolute dating method. Okay, so not an issue, I'll provide you. So erosional surfaces act as deposition of landform evolution where each surface provides their uniqueness based in prevalent geomorphic processes and climatic conditions. Okay, so this conclusion is good, but it can be improved with respect to the aspect of understanding the past and future landforms.
वहीं पे मतलब act as a depository of the landform evolution, वही उसमें I tried
Yeah.
to बहुत short form.
Climatic condition. Okay, so this is a good answer, but yes, we have to be very specific that what part we are trying to specify. See, what will happen if the same answer is written in the for the UPSC, they will try to see these points which I am highlighting here, like true erosion or pseudo erosion. Okay, so resurrection of the surface by erosion of peneplain. So we need to give example of this pseudo surfaces also. So this aspect, it is completely missing here.
Yes.
It is completely missing that what is happening with the pseudo erosion surfaces and how they are actually. So we need to write at least 30 to 40 words or 50 words with a diagram for this exhumed surfaces and the H planes. Okay. Now you also need to provide here that what processes which we are going through. So here this is for 15 marks. You will get here 6 out of 15 because a lot of things are missing here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So overall, we'll be seeing that we have this particular aspect. So by this, including this aspect in our answer, and we can have a better understanding of the question and how we can approach for those questions here. Okay. Okay, so how did you find this particular session?
Very बहुत सही.
बहुत सही. Okay, so yes, Praveen, do write further answers, okay, for paper 2, and then we'll discuss that paper 2 answers में क्या कमी है और क्या addition हो सकता है, क्या improvement हो सकता है. Send me 2 to 3 answers again, and we will discuss them in this live format only. And उसके बाद हम लोग फिर डिसाइड करेंगे कि आगे कैसे अप्रोच करना है.